Good evening. We are honored to present to you tonight EffiChef. Our startup is comprised of 3 women about sustainability. We have combined expertise in developmental studies as well as technical expertise in data science as well as digital strategy. We're students at New York University Abu Dhabi, where the idea for this project was first born. Upon finding out that on campus alone, over 1 million dirhams worth of food is wasted every single year. We looked at the problem on a more macro scale and found that in the UAE, each and every single person in this room accounts for 350 kilograms of food waste. Put that all together, and collectively in the UAE, that amounts to 3.29 billion kilograms of food wasted, or 13 billion dirhams. And what's crazy is a lot of this food is wasted before it ever even gets on our plates. So we went out into the field, and we interviewed 45 small and large restaurants. And what we found was that the small vendors largely used paper systems such as this, analog and inefficient as well as ad hoc. Because at the end of the day, they would have to go back to their Excel systems and manually input every single data point. Larger restaurants had more efficient, robust systems in place. However, these were immobile and expensive. And therefore, we introduced to you EffiChef, our bespoke tech solution that is tailored to cater exactly to these small vendors as well as restaurants. Through our integrated mobile inventory and waste tracking system, we aim to offer users at a glance exactly what food is bought, sold, and wasted. Using this data, we use predictive analytics in order to provide personalized shopping lists that reduces guesswork, waste, as well as cost. We contacted the Ministry of State for Food Security, and they shared with us their 2021 initiative, which involves the mandatory reduction and reporting of all food establishments in terms of their food loss and waste. And as a result, our solution matches and satisfies this UAE sustainability goal, while at the same time helping small vendors alike in reducing their cost inefficiencies while combating the global problem of food waste. So in terms of the competitive landscape, EffiChef is strategically positioned in order to be data-driven as well as affordable and user-friendly. And in the UAE, where we have 12,000 small restaurants, we aim to target 960 of this in our first year, and with a 29 dirham monthly subscription fee, this results in over 250,000 dirhams worth in annual revenue in the first year alone. That could potentially scale to 4 million dirhams in the entire market, not including all the ways we can monetize our data, which I'd be happy to talk about afterwards. In this era of make, waste, and dispose, we at EffiChef aim to support small vendors as well as the circular economy and sustainability at large. Thank you very much.
Can you explain more about the technology used, the application, how it is, what's the steps in order, like for me or other individuals or other restaurants have to do in order to use the application?
Yeah. So our application is based on the different food inventories that we sort. So it's very flexible. We envision food vendors to be able to input their menus into it beforehand, and also that would be able to calculate the costs, not only the amount of waste. We are still in our development phase, so this is something that we would definitely want to trial, but we think that because we have spoken to so many food vendors and we've seen their physical inventories, we will be able to design something that's very flexible and can be a bespoke tech solution for different kinds of users.
How are you going to make sure that the content management is done correctly at the restaurant or at the hotel, kitchen, etc.? What if they don't do, because yes, there's no barcode, there's no image detection, that you don't have a bin sensors, which it's quite tough actually.
A part of our monthly subscription is in fact is to use part of the funding to be able to have systematic checkups with our vendors randomly, to sort of randomize our fact checks with how the food inputs into our apps match actually the food wastage percentages and how we can predict and increase that accuracy.
And in addition, just because we've interviewed so many food vendors as well as restaurants, we've seen the inventory systems that we have in place. And so when we introduce this app to them, we want to make the leap between the paper-based systems that they have to this app as seamless as possible. And therefore, through the pre-programming of menus, it really becomes an app of their own. And so it's something that's easy to input, whether it's through scanning, through computer vision, or whether it's through just manually inputting, whether they put in 5 pieces of chicken tandoori for the week.
Okay, what level are you in with your development? These are just the mock-up screenshots, or?
This is the beta testing phase, and so hopefully after that we'll be able to really work on the insights that we've gathered from our feedback to potentially launch this in the market.
What's your realistic funding requirement?
Realistic,
let's be realistic.
So we aim to ask for a conservative 100,000 dirhams.
Okay.
And given that the revenues in the first year alone are at over 250,000 dirhams, we hope to break even well in advance of the end of the year.
Okay, thank you.